Hey guys, Zettia here with another World of Warships Ship Spotlight brought to you by thematani.com. Today we're going to have a little bit of a flashback. No, it's not the New York, it's her sister ship, the Texas. We're going to take a look at the history of this unique ship, as well as go into differences between the New York and the Texas, and why the Texas is worth the purchase. The USS Texas, last of the dreadnoughts, was commissioned in 1914 and has an impressive history. World War I was the first major action the Texas would see, although she did not play a big part in the war. She was actually the first U.S. ship to fire a shot at the enemy. Early on, she was used as a gunnery training vessel until she ran aground and had to go in for extensive hull repairs. Other than that, the Texas did not really play a part in the war. Most battleships built in the early 1900s had a far greater challenge to overcome than the war. With technology advancing at an alarming rate, most battleships would become obsolete by the time they reached the age of 20. If it were not for the saving grace of the Washington Naval Treaty, the Texas would have never made it into World War II. The world was thrown into war once again, and the Texas was considered old, but she was perfect for her role. While the new, fast battleships supported the Pacific Fleet, the Texas would protect convoys bringing valuable supplies to England. Although convoy duty was important, the Texas would finally bring her guns to bear when her and her sister ship, the New York, would support the North African invasion Operation Torch. The artillery bombardment that they provided was so valuable that it said that after the fight, an army sergeant went up and repeatedly kissed the 14-inch guns, saying, "This ship saved our lives." This was not the only action the aging ship would see in World War II. She went on to support troops during the invasion of France. Once again, the Texas would impress. On D-Day, Germans moved their tanks just out of range of the large 14-inch guns. The captain ordered the torpedo blisters on one side to be flooded. This made the ship list, allowing the guns to be pointed at a slightly higher elevation. The Texas could now reach her target. The Texas would end up firing her final shots, supporting Marines invading Okinawa and Iwo Jima. And for her service in World War II, she was awarded 5 battle stars. With the war coming to an end, she actually became the first U.S. battleship to be turned into a museum. Now, at the ripe old age of 102, she is the last of the dreadnought and the only surviving U.S. battleship to have taken part in both world wars. She is one of a kind, and there will never be another like her. Alright, let's dive into gameplay. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are looking at this ship and saying, why should I get it? It's just the New York all over again. And for me, that was a huge selling point. I loved the New York. It was a Citadel monster. And, you know, for those of you thinking these ships are the same, you're right. They have the same hit points, armor, similar speed, accuracy, and range. But the Texas has a few areas that it excels in that the New York does not. Let's start with the most obvious. Pretty much the big white elephant sitting in the corner. The Texas has a ton of AA. 19 points better rating than the New York. I love it. It's something that lacks on battleships in this class. It reminds me of being in a Cleveland and gives me the confidence of being in bigger battleships such as the North Carolina and the Iowa. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper. The Texas has a really bad rudder shift time. In fact, 5 seconds slower than its counterpart, the New York. Captains using the Texas have to be a lot more aware of their surroundings. Although you'll be able to mow down a squad of incoming torpedo bombers, you still have to watch out for those destroyer torps. Last but not least, let's talk about range. Now, the bundle that I got came with the range extension module, which gives me 18.1 kilometers. There are a number of pluses and negatives to this. In my New York ship spotlight, I said the ship feels like a brawler and you really should get in close. I still find that fact to be true. Although having extended range is nice, the dispersion can be quite frustrating. Like the New York, I think the best range is 12K and closer. You have a lot more fun slugging it out. If I had to pick again, I'd probably switch to the module that allows for faster turret traverse time. So now that you know the pros and cons of the ship, what other reasons are there to pick it up? Well, first off, it's premium, and that brings a number of benefits. The first is my favorite, interchangeable captains. You can take any captain from your US ship line, shove him in this thing for a few rounds, and then switch him right back. Second is because the ship makes you a lot more credits and costs less to repair. When you need to make silver, this ship will get the job done. Well guys, that wraps up this edition of Ship Spotlight. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the premium battleship Texas. If you liked it, feel free to leave us a like. Subscriptions never hurt. As always, for the latest in gaming, news, articles, and entertainment, don't forget to head on over to thematani.com and check it out. Thanks again guys, enjoy the grind, and have a great day.